for share my screen.
Okay, no problem, Bayu. If you feel you are confused with explaining in English, I will help you to translate. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lukman.
No problem.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in this afternoon in Indonesia, I will share about a topic of the boring bibliometric preliminary review. In my understanding, for the academia, the bibliometrics method is the most or one of familiar method that can use or that conduct to make a secondary research. This method also conduct to understanding the statistic of production of knowledge. Saya mohon izin ya Pak Lukman. Jadi bibliometrika ini adalah metode yang biasa digunakan untuk melakukan pengukuran secara statistik untuk kinerja akademik.
Okay, so what he said is that bibliometrics is usually used to measure the performance of academics statistically, right?
Tetapi kadang bibliometrika ini menjadi sesuatu yang membosankan karena beberapa hal ini.
Okay, and sometimes this bibliometrics is considered as boring due to the following reasons.
Nah, bibliometrika memang sebagai skill basic seorang peneliti, sebagai metode, sebagai pengukuran kinerja, dan science mapping.
Right, it is basic skills, yeah, for performance measure. I think this was already in your PowerPoint, right? Performance measure and science mapping. Right?
Tetap, Mbak. Sorry,
no problem.
My child disrupt us. But the bibliometric method sometimes just a procedure. Jadi hanya sebuah prosedur untuk mengumpulkan data dan memvisualisasikan data. Dan kemudian orang mempublikasikannya.
And some of the time, bibliometrics is only a matter of procedure, and then they visualize it, and then they publish it.
Nah, ini contohnya. Saya hanya ingin menampilkan kata kunci pencarian bibliometrika di Google. Lalu yang ditampilkan hanya dalam bentuk-bentuk visualisasi seperti ini. Apakah ini tidak membosankan?
Yeah, I just want to show you that this is one example of people who search with the word bibliometrics, yeah, in Google. And as the result, as you can see in the screen, yeah, that they result in some boring visualization.
Nah, ini contohnya. Based on my personal observation, bibliometrics tend to visualization and description. Just that. Also, bibliometric research that aim to map the knowledge, tetapi kemudian itu tidak menjawab apa yang berikutnya akan dilakukan. Berikutnya, bibliometrika tidak memberikan dampak signifikan kepada pengambil keputusan.
Okay, so according to him, yeah, that bibliometrics usually aims to only map knowledge, and but it remains a question to which direction that this result will be produced or will be published. Yeah, and there is no implication or direct implication to policy or decision making.
Nah, bibliometric analysis only the one method from many methods for understanding the knowledge mapping or knowledge mapping or systematical review. We can understanding there are 6 methods. The first is scoping review, how to clustering the knowledge. The second is systematic literature review that we need to conduct a literature review for thesis or dissertation, or BA, bibliometric analysis, a statistical understanding for academic or knowledge performance. SLNA, sometimes like cohort analysis or systematic literature network analysis, that to understanding the connecting the word or concept between our literature review. The combine between the scoping review and biblio analysis, we can call scoping review on bibliometric analysis, or also we can use bibliometric analysis based literature review. Bibliometric analysis sometimes stop at descriptive analysis. Bibliometric analysis can be used to explain, test, or comparing something. In myself, I have used the concept of academic inbreeding, invisible college, or network analysis. In my understanding, sometimes the researcher in bibliometric not use one or two theory to understanding the phenomena. Also, we can understanding what the next after the analysis. What can be do in the future after we understanding the trend of knowledge, the collaboration of author. What's the next? Bibliometric analysis, a secondary analysis that can be used to describe, compare, and test a theory. Okay. Context is the key. I will share my experience, conduct a research based on bibliometric analysis. I use the 3 resources from Indonesia that we use to conduct a research. The first, PDDikti, or we can call higher education database, or Scopus, and Sinta. Sinta sometimes like Scopus for Indonesian people. Nah, this is my first paper that conduct to the connected people that based on the invisible college scholar from Indonesia. And also I combine the network analysis and content analysis to understanding the knowledge and network between the scholar from dissertation metadata in communication science, and the result we can understanding the network of doctoral student and supervisor in Indonesia. And also when I use the content analysis, I can understanding the most valuable paradigm in Indonesia that used in communication science. I use the content analysis that to understanding the three model of paradigm. The first, the majority paradigm in communication, the constructivist. The second, critical, and the third is positivist. So, and also I have the fresh article in Taylor and Francis. I did evaluating academic performance from directors in public university in Indonesia using bibliometric and not visualize the first viewer or the map, but I conduct a research to understanding academic performance with high index, how much the document from the rector or how much the citation. From this article, we can understand the academic career is not correlated with the personal performer as a rector. This is my end of presentation. I think forgive me if my English or my speak cannot be understand, but thank you for Mr. Aulia Lukman.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bayu Indra Pratama, for the presentation. So I guess you explain more and you take the position of you take the position of bibliometric analysis, yeah, to use in your research, and you have shown us some principles in bibliometric analysis, and then you show some example of your papers in by using this bibliometric analysis. Okay, and then you also show us the diagrams of several different methods, right? Can you show me the difference or the relation between bibliometric analysis or difference between bibliometric analysis and SLR? What are they?
The difference between SLR and bibliometric analysis, if SLR that's conduct to find the research gap, but the bibliometric analysis conduct to evaluating the academic performance or the citation or how much document that produced by some people, someone.
Okay, all right. Have you ever also used this SLR in your research or maybe your book?
Okay, basically everyone will be do systematic literature review if some people or someone will be will be conducting a research. We can find the literature review in thesis or dissertation, but the difference between simple literature review with systematic literature review, the first when you start the literature review, you use the bibliometric to find the most citation, to find the most document site or the the highest impact factor of the document. So after that, you can analysis with qualitative method to find the research gap.
Okay, I see. So, and this SLR can stand alone as a full research. Is that true?
Okay, SLR can be conduct as SLR dapat menjadi riset mandiri. Jawabannya iya. Yes.
Okay.
Tetapi yang menjadi masalah adalah ketika kita melakukan SLR hanya untuk melakukan publikasi ilmiah. Artinya kita hanya memetakan.
So what
tetapi harusnya SLR itu dilakukan untuk setelah ini apa yang bisa dilakukan dari seorang peneliti.
Oh, okay. So what he said is that yes, SLR can be utilized as a standalone research. Yeah, I mean like a full article, yeah, or full research. But the problem raised when people use this SLR only for scientific publication, because the aim does not stop at only mapping the knowledge, but also what's next after that? What's next after the mapping? So I think that is why you mentioned before that if you already have the mapping, then what is the impact, right? Is that correct?
Right.
What is the impact for the practical application, or for the decision making, or for the policy? You only give them, this is the mapping, that's it, right? Okay.
Right.
But if I may have a concern that I see that some of the doctoral degree students, they only use SLR in their final dissertation or thesis. So, yeah, I guess, if we talk about the continuation of what's next, then the dissertation will be very shallow, right? Only short, okay, this is the mapping and that's it, right? What do you think about this?
Okay,
Is
have
that word of dissertation?
Okay, I have a sample. Can I share screen again? This is
Yeah, sure.
I think it's not just a bibliometric analysis, but we can conduct with deep analysis and also become a PhD thesis proposal. I start with a question. Have you ever compared bibliometrically the research output between communication science study program in public university in Indonesia and Islamic communication and broadcasting study program in Islamic State University?
Okay,
Why?
this is a research question for this station. Is that right?
I conduct research. I conduct a research question that can be used everyone. But just an example, because we for understand deeply, untuk memahaminya lebih dalam, we can understanding in the second question. Can you comparative studies with covert analysis and combine with Foucault, Occidentalist, Orientalist to understanding the output research, because the most lecturer, the most scientists in Islamic communication and broadcasting study program instead Islamic University has or get their master or doctorate from public university that use the Western perspective. So what the difference between Islamic State University perspective and public university perspective? Do Islamic Communication and Broadcasting Journal idea reinforce the Western perspective or foster ASEAN perspective? In my opinion, the Islamic Communication and Broadcasting Journal or the study program have to reinforce the ASEAN perspective, not the Western perspective. But in the reality, the most many people or many lecturer, many scientists, many researchers in Islamic communication graduate from a public university or secular university. So we can conduct from the journal and also from the graduate school. Okay.
So these are typical research questions that you can answer by using SLR or something.
We can do it from SLR from compare between the Western perspective and the ASEAN perspective, specifically in Islamic perspective. In my background, in my communication study background, in Indonesia doesn't have Islamic perspective, but the Islamic perspective majority come from Persia, not from Indonesian perspective. It calls it Islamic as has gradasi atau banyak sekali perspektif di Islam itu sendiri.
Multi perspectives.
Multi perspective in Islam. Also, we cannot get one narration or single narration to understanding Islamic perspective.
Okay, all right. But yeah, I can see that the answers to these questions will result in a mapping, right? The kind of mapping, but it lacks of practical significant or any policy significant, right?
Because we have to make a difference between Islamic communication and broadcasting science in Islamic University and our communication science study program in public university. The goal must be different.
Okay, right. All right. Great, Bayu. Thank you for the explanation. I guess we can also invite some audience here, some participants here to have a question, or you may share your experience in bibliometric analysis or SLR. Feel free to speak up. Yeah, we will learn together, not only from Bayu or from me. We can also learn from your experience. Please, anyone, you may raise your hand or speak directly, and we will listen to your opinion about this. right? Anyone? Is anyone wants to from Indonesia wants to use bahasa? Then you can use bahasa. Ya, nanti saya bantu terjemahkan. Silakan. Mungkin saudara-saudara yang dari Indonesia mungkin bisa menggunakan bahasa Indonesia. I will help you. Saya akan membantu Anda untuk menerjemahkan ke dalam bahasa Inggris. Silakan. Oke. While waiting for the question, so is it very hard to conduct SLR, Bayu?
It's too easy, but
Oh, too easy.
it's too easy, but we need the great database like Scopus, Word of Science. Not all university subscribe this database, so we cannot do systematic literature review based on Google Scholar.
Right, right.
It's our problem. And also, the second problem is from the researcher. We need deep exploration. We need deep understanding, and sometimes we need more time to read many paper to find the research gap.
Okay. Is there any tools that you can use to help us to read the whole literature for
Okay.
building a systematic review?
Okay. The first application we can use Bibliometrics R, or you can use the R Studio or R ThinkSuite. So the second, after you filter the data, you get the narrow knowledge with the little needs that can be used to be literature review.
Oh, I see. But the requirement is you need to have the data, right? And
Yeah.
this data is in the form of what? Numbers or words or what?
Sometimes not only data, but you must have the skill to find to find data specifically. When in my background in library and information science, we need understanding the Boolean search method.
I see. All right. I personally have never experienced in doing research with this SLR, so that's why I have so many questions about this. Yeah, but I see that some of the dissertation written by some doctoral students, I know that they use the SLR for the dissertation, and I was at the time surprised that I thought for a dissertation, for a doctoral degree, you need to do a kind of full research that we used to do, like qualitative, quantitative, and so on. But instead, some of them are using SLR. So that's why I got surprised. Wow, you don't need to go to the field, right? You only need to go to the library and your computer and get some access to data, big data, and you can analyze that, and then voila, it's done. Yeah.
Okay, I will show you a software that I daily use for bibliographic.
Okay. Is this free?
It's free.
Oh, it's free. Right.
From R language or R Studio.
Oh, our studio. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
You may share it.
Okay. Give me a minute for prepare the software.
Okay. Now, while waiting, we have question from Khadijat Alabi. Does it apply to scientific research? And how can early researcher make use of it? Do you have any tips for early researcher?
For early researcher, just a simple tips. Do and
Mhm.
do. Don't be fair to submit your article. Don't
Mhm.
be fair to get critical review from the editor or the reviewer. That
Mhm.
will be enrich your idea. In my experience, if I submit an article, I will submit in the first quartile or quartile one, rejected, but they will give me the constructive idea that I can use to revise my article. So
Mhm.
I submit in the second quarter of Q2
Mhm.
journal.
You too.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
All right. Are you ready with the application?
First, wait,
Okay.
I will share my screen.
Yeah, if anyone wants to raise a question or comments or share your experience in bibliometric or SLR, please feel free to speak up. Yeah, we would like to hear and learn from your experience and knowledge. All right. In the meantime, let's see. All right, let's see what's happening on the screen.
Okay, this is my screen. So show you the simple software and daily use in bibliometric analysis. We call it bibliometrics with X. Nah, the, the major problem is get the data from Scopus or Word of Science. You can show this multiple resources that can be used. Word of Science, Scopus, Dimension. Also, you can use the Lens, the most powerful database beside WOS or Scopus, but the Lens is free. We can use that for systematical literature review, PubMed, and also the others. Sorry. The first database that I have from the Scopus, I will browse the database that I download from the Scopus.
Well, what data is this?
This data I conduct practice. Sorry, I conduct saya melakukan riset data tentang Green Library.
Okay, research on Green Library. Okay,
Okay,
all right.
this is metadata
I
from
think
the.
I have a question before we do before we upload the files to this tool. Yeah. is it possible if you show us how to get the data? I mean, you can show us how to get
Okay, okay,
the green library data from Scopus.
okay, okay. I must stop my screen because I have to input my login and password.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Okay. Somebody's while waiting. Yeah. Somebody's raising hand. Ijeoma Uzoma. Do you have anything to say? Please open your mic and camera if possible.
Okay. For camera, I doubt.
No problem. Okay then. No problem.
Well, I can, no problem. So,
Okay.
yeah, hello, good morning from here in Nigeria. So, I wanted to ask, because the bibliometrics he just showed now, can we use it to extract data for systematic review? Like to extract data for meta-analysis? Can it be used for data extraction and then subsequently meta-analysis for systematic review that will use to check for prevalence or effect change, especially for biomedical sciences? Thank you.
Okay.
Biomedical research, I mean to say. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Ijeoma, for the question. Bayu, did you get the question?
Oke, mungkin ada yang terlewat Pak Lukman tadi yang diminta
Ya,
apa ya?
apakah bibliometrik ini bisa digunakan untuk mengekstrak data untuk untuk meta-analisis ya, untuk mengecek impact ya atau perubahan atau effect change gitu.
Oke, bisa untuk mengecek. Nanti kita akan coba ambil contoh data dari Green Library. Kita bisa lihat perubahan tema penelitian dalam Green Library.
Okay. Well, Ijeoma, he said yes, it can. And he will show us an example of changes in the research on Green Library from time to time.
Okay.
All right. He's still opening his Scopus website, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Another question from Madonna.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Sir, can you provide us a copy of your presentation?
Okay. I will send my presentation in chat room.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, no problem. And this is we have a question from the chat box, yeah, from Ibu Makiah. She thinks that SLR is more difficult than quantitative research. Is that true, Bayu?
Jawaban saya, apakah lebih sulit? Jawabannya tidak.
Okay.
Hanya saja yang jadi persoalan di systematical review sama seperti penelitian kuantitatif, tahapannya tidak boleh terlewat. Dan biasanya yang jadi tantangan adalah risetnya lebih rinci. Kita tidak bisa menghilangkan detail, harus lebih detail lagi.
Okay, all right. So according to him, SLR is pretty much the same, yeah, in terms of the difficulty or easiness, yeah, depends on from which eye we see it. That it is equal with the quantitative research, but he said that you must be aware of the steps in doing it. Yeah, you must not miss any steps. Yeah, and for SLR, it can be more details. Yeah, so you have to be careful with your steps in doing it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Lukman.
Sure.
Interrupt you. I will answer from my friend, friend from Nigeria about the evolution of the evolution of science. I will show you the evolution from Green Library. This is the evolution. We can show the thematic map. This, sorry, I will reduce my screen. Sorry.
What is Green Library, by the way?
Okay.
Is it library which has environmental friendly or something?
Okay. This is the mapping or the idea about Green Library. We can clustering into 4 cluster or 4 quadrant. In the below of the line, there are 2 columns, the emerging or declining theme, their information science, sustainable development goal, United Nations infrastructural development. It's mean the idea of Green Library that related with the sustainable development goals idea, infrastructural development, it's become the emerging idea, new idea. But in another perspective, Green Library that related with sustainable development goal, United Nations infrastructural development become obsolete. So we need read the article deeply. And also we can find also the idea about the line, about the the horizontal line, that so the libraries, digital libraries, environmental impact, the 3 ideas. This 3 ideas become the motor theme or the main idea that mendorong menggerakkan. Ini adalah 3 ide yang mendorong untuk membahas tentang Green Library. Jadi tema-tema yang fokus itu ada di bagian atas. Nah, sedangkan tema-tema yang baru dan sering dibahas, contoh Green Library pasti berkaitan dengan digital library.
Okay, so you mean that there are 3 main ideas that will suggest or force the raising of new ideas in Green Library. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Which 3 main ideas? The one below the line?
Above the line.
Above the line.
Libraries, digital libraries.
On the right side, yeah.
Yeah, on the right side.
The green bullets, yeah, bullets. Libraries, digital libraries, and environmental impact. Okay.
But in the life hand, the needs themes that can be understand as the specifically idea in Green Library that related with climate change, vegetation, climate models. A few researchers conduct research in Green Library in climate change idea.
Okay. What is meant by Green Library? Actually, is that a kind of library which has environmental friendly something?
Yes, something like that.
Oh, I
We
see.
can
Okay.
find the evolution of the Green Library.
Mhm.
Okay, guys. We need. Oh, sorry. My data is error.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Wait. Okay, this is a Bibliometrics software that can be used understanding the most author right in Green Library. If you will conduct a research in Green Library, you must cite or read the Frederick Krugman, Fry, Ritz, Jan Soka, or Khalid. How to find the article? We need back to the filter data and show all the data. So all the data, find the article from this. For example, Khalid Malik. The article title Sustainable Development Challenges in Library Systematical Literature Review. You can copy paste from this title, Googling, and find the article.
Oh, I see. Right.
So we can understanding what the idea from the Khalid, but we need a cite or read the Khalid article.
Okay. Right.
With the bibliometrics, we also find the relevant journal source. This is a 10 journal that most related with Green Library. So if we need or we will conduct a systematical literature review, the first time we conduct the bibliometrics and find the most relevant resources, the most relevant author, and the second, we read article that related with Green Library. And also in our screen, we can view or see the Emerald Emerging Markets Case Study Journal, Journal of Librarianship, Electronic Green Journal have 11 article. From this filter, we conduct the systematical literature review and find the research gap.
Okay. Right. Thank you, Bayu. Now we have some questions here from participants. We got question from Will Dunn, is from Bandung, West Java. You said that we need to have a big database or data set for conducting SLR research. My question is how much data do we need to collect to conduct SLR research? Is there any specific minimum standard papers? What do you think?
There are no specific minimum data, but we just need know about the specific keyword that can be used in our search engines. The first, I will show you the Scopus. I searched about Green Library. When we search the Green Library, we cannot just input green libraries, because green libraries sometimes has synonym with green library. Or we can relate it with or limited to one or two keyword. So we need specifically document or conference paper or another thing with article, or specifically we need systematically review with the countries. We need that. So ya tidak ada minimum data Pak, cuman perlu kemahiran untuk mencari kata kunci.
Okay. Yeah. So what he said is that there is no minimum standard number of papers. Yeah. But it depends on how you can find papers or titles based on the keywords, because out there will be some similarities in terms of the keywords, just like what he said, that to insert or to input the name or the keyword of green libraries, yeah, there will also be a similarity with green library. So library and libraries, you have to find it in from both sides, and then you can explore more on these topics. Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's, and also if I may suggest, it depends on your stamina. Yeah. If you have 6,158 documents and then you have to go through one by one, and it will depend on your stamina. If you feel like, okay, I'm tired now, yeah, then it's time for you to stop. Is that true?
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Another question from Ola Dipotunde. What is the difference between SLR and meta-analysis? Are those two different, Bayu?
It's different between, based on my experience, meta-analysis conducted with qualitative research method, but the systematic literature review combined between quantitative research method, filtering the statistical data, and also continue with deep reading. But the meta-analysis just need deep reading, and also we create mind map to understanding idea from many papers.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I hope the answers is useful. And once again, some people ask whether this bibliometrics tool is free or not, Bayu.
Bibliometrics R is free for everyone. Yes, the problem is about uh, uh, from the data. We cannot access Scopus, or we cannot access the world of science freely or free of charge. But the alternative, when we will conduct a literature review of bibliometrics, we can use the lens.org. The lens.org. This is the alternative database for systematic literature review or understanding the research gap, understanding a science map. I will show you about the lens. Sorry, my connection slowly.
Okay.
If you don't have access from your institution, you can use the lens.
Okay. All right. But the tool itself is free, yeah, as long as you can
Free.
get the data from those huge database website, yeah. Okay, I think this answers some questions, yeah, from the audience. And okay, another question is that, okay, while waiting for your internet connection, how can we use SLR in bibliometrics in legal and social science research? Have you ever found authors who use SLR in legal research, law science,
Law science? I think,
and also education?
many.
I think you use SLR in your paper, right? It is in education, right?
In education. Okay, this is my paper. So I use the bibliometric, but I don't use the post viewer or not use doc citation analysis. But okay, in bahasa Pak Lukman. Saya tidak menggunakan matriks atau penggambaran dalam bentuk grafik, tetapi saya menghitung kinerja individu dari rektor yang ada di Indonesia.
Okay, for this paper, he didn't use a visualization or graphics, yeah, but instead he tried to analyze the performance of rectors or presidents of higher education institutions in Indonesia.
Nah, saya menggunakan 4 indikator: document count, citation count, high index, dan impact factor.
So he used these four measurements, yeah, to evaluate the performance of the rectors or presidents.
Okay. Nah, ini adalah langkah-langkahnya.
These
Pertama,
are the steps.
Pertama, saya mengumpulkan data informasi dari para rektor se-Indonesia.
Okay, first of all, I collect data of rectors, of the name of rectors from all over Indonesia.
Datanya berupa data gender, usia, academic level, institutional status, type, institution, educational origin, Scopus ID, etc.
Yeah, these are the data that he looked for in this first step.
Oke. Saya mengumpulkan data ini, kemudian terkumpul data 93 data state university.
After I tried to collect the data, I found out that I got 93 rectors from 93 state universities in Indonesia.
Karena saya hanya memilih 3 rektor yang punya yang memiliki Scopus ID, maka ada 11 rektor yang saya eliminasi dan hanya menggunakan 82 data.
Okay, so I reduced the data because I only want to take the rectors who have Scopus ID. In this case, I found out that there were 11 rectors who didn't have any Scopus ID. So that's why now I came up with only 82 state universities. Is that right? 82.
Yeah, right.
Okay. And how many rectors? 82.
Sorry.
82 rectors.
82.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Oke. Saya kemudian memasukkan data tersebut berdasarkan gender, wilayah atau pulau, kemudian juga memasukkan berdasarkan indikator-indikator yang sudah saya tentukan.
All right, and then I inserted those data to the groups, of data that I have decided before, like islands of origin, and also institutional of origin, and age, gender, and so on.
Data ini yang kemudian saya tabulasi dan saya hitung persentasenya.
And then from this data that I get the calculation or the percentage.
Ya, kira-kira itu Pak Lukman. Jadi biometrik juga bisa digunakan untuk mengukur kinerja seseorang.
Okay, right. Okay, now there is another question. Yeah, let me see. Okay. Yeah, I guess if Bayu has mentioned that if you don't have any access to Scopus or Web of Science, then alternatively you can use lens.org. Yeah, lens.org. You can use or take the data for free. Right. Okay. Now I guess this is the last question from this session. From the bibliometrics, can we see the research gap research gap for the SLR by you from the tool that you mentioned?
Apakah dari bibliometrics itu bisa membantu mencari research gap?
That one.
Yang pertama kita tidak bisa melakukan SLR tanpa melakukan bibliometric analysis dulu.
Okay.
Karena kita perlu melakukan filter terhadap artikel apa saja yang berpengaruh, jurnal apa saja yang berpengaruh, dan kemudian penulis siapa yang berpengaruh, sehingga baru dari situ kita baru bisa melakukan pembacaan secara kualitatif untuk melakukan SLR.
Oh, okay. So you have to decide which topics, which authors, which papers, right? That have the main issues of the topic that you want to learn. Is that right?
Right.
And then from that data, then you can learn deeply, deeper for your upcoming SLR research. Is that right?
That's right. So the first thing,
Okay.
the first step, you need understanding how much data to filter it, to be filtered and read and continue in SLR.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, there is another question rise up. I guess let's make it this last question. From Gianmarlo Talino. Some data in demographic profile is not useful in some objective or research problem. Is it necessary to align demographic profile to the objectives? Do you have any opinion on this, Bayu?
Okay. Some data in demographic profile is not useful in some objective or research problem. I think in Indonesia context, demographic data is important because Indonesia have three time zone and many islands with digital gap, with economic gap, with social gap that also can be understand with geographical and demographic perspective.
Okay. That's it, Bayu?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I hope this useful. Yeah, I guess actually there will be some more questions related to this topic, but perhaps you are still trying to think about it, trying to absorb it in your mind, including me. Actually I have so many limited knowledge about bibliometric and also SLR, and I guess this will be our task, to learn together about this, because somehow or someday we will teach this topic or this method to our students, as an alternative of field research that we usually ask them to do. Okay, so I guess thank you so much, Bayu Indra Pratama, for the presentation and also for the answers for the question raised by the participants. And for all the participants, you can fill in the attendance list that I have written down in the chat box, And this link will be open until today, until the next 12 hours. So don't worry, don't be in a hurry to open the link and fill it up. You still have the next 12 hours to fill in the attendance list. And because I have promised that you will get a certificate from this session, from this monthly session, then I will send you the certificates once it's ready. And also with the recorded video in YouTube for this meeting. So you can rewatch anytime, without any hesitance. Okay, so I guess that's it, for this month. I'll see you again, ladies and gentlemen, in the next month with a different topic for the Global Discussion Forum presented by Erudio Journal of Educational Innovation. Please, once again, feel free to submit your articles in our journals. We will look forward to your articles. I'll see you again. Thank you. Bye-bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Lukman. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next month.
Thank you very much.
See you next month.
All
See you
right,
next
bye-bye.
month.
See you
Thank
next
you.
month.
Thank
See you next
Bye.
month.
Thank you for
29.
Thank you.
Every 29.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Waalaikumsalam. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next month.
Thank you, everybody.
Every
Assalamualaikum.
29.
Thank you, Sir Lukman.
Thank you, Zohaib. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum
Thank you, everyone.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum
Thank you
salam.
very much.
Thank you,
Professor
my brothers and
Lukman,
sisters.
how's everything?
Yes.
Greetings
Hello,
from
sir.
Nigeria.
Yeah,
How's
yeah. Thank
everything?
you. Greetings from Indonesia also.
Longest time.
Yeah,
you're
yeah. I
welcome.
would like to visit there. Yeah.
Yeah, so we enjoy your program.
Ah,
More of
okay.
it.
Very,
More of it. That's
very nice.
a
Very nice.
fantastic program. We enjoy
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much,
Thank
and
you.
God bless you.
I will. I always try to give my best for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is well. Yeah.
Thank you. I always try to give my best for you
You're
all.
welcome.
Yeah. So please feel free to contact me or suggest me with everything.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will send you the presentation later with the certificate. Yeah, and also with the
Thank you, sir. Thank you
recorded
so
video.
much.
Okay.
Thank you so
Right.
much.
Yeah. Miss Helen, I guess
Bye.
the link is fine. Yeah, because everyone here can open the link. I don't know what's going on with your internet connection. I guess you have to try it some time later. Yeah, or you can try to use the other device.